I'm Tim of Govberg, and welcome to the world of Zenith. Today, I'll be your guide to the proper usage, care, and maintenance of your Zenith Chronomaster Heritage 146 38mm with blue sunray dial. You can see this and the entire collection of Zenith fine timepieces on our website, govbergwatches.com. Now, although this is an automatic winding timepiece, and you can see the automatic winding rotor on the back, which gathers kinetic energy of the wrist to wind the watch, you can nevertheless manually wind it by taking the crown in its first position flush to the case and turning it 20 to 30 turns in the clockwise direction. Even if the chronograph is engaged, you'll know the watch is running when you see the constant seconds at 9 o'clock begin to advance. At this point, you can set the time and place the watch on the wrist, and it'll continue to wind itself. However, should you wish to manually wind the watch to its maximum rated power reserve of approximately 50 hours, simply continue turning the crown in the clockwise direction. The bridle-style mainspring will slip and relieve any excess tension. By design, the watch cannot be accidentally, manually, or automatically overwound. So just listen for the snick or click of the bridle-style mainspring. That's your audible cue that the watch is fully wound. Now, at this point, the watch can be set by taking the crown, and you'll see there's a small kerf indentation underneath to allow easier access to the crown from below, and advance the watch to match the current hour and minute against a reference time, such as an online atomic clock. Always return the crown to its flush position to protect the watch from accidental displacement of the crown and stem, as well as water. Now, the watch is a chronograph. This Chronomaster featuring an El Primero automatic chronograph caliber with chronograph seconds and chronograph minutes. The watch should always be actuated in this fashion and this sequence. Start with the pusher at 2, stop with the pusher at 2, reset using the pusher at 4. Always start, then stop, then reset. Only reset a stopped chronograph, as attempting to start and reset without stopping will severely damage the chronograph movement. Now, it's also important to note that a lateral yoke style chronograph, such as the El Primero, and this is the lateral yoke right here, should not be run continuously. A good rule of thumb is to only run the chronograph for as long as the largest register on the dial. In this case, the largest register is 30 minutes at 3 o'clock, so only run the chronograph continuously for 30 minutes. Now, there are 3 primary hazards to your timepiece that need to be taken into account when wearing and using the watch: water resistance, magnetism, and shock. Water is the single greatest threat to a fine mechanical timepiece, as it can cause catastrophic mechanical and cosmetic damage. It's important to note that although this Chronomaster is rated to a robust 100 meters of water resistance, sufficient for most aquatic activities short of professional diving, nevertheless, the leather strap, a porous natural material, is never water resistant, so it should be replaced with textile or rubber prior to exposing the watch to moisture. Moreover, you can help to avoid accidental drowning of your timepiece by ensuring that all of the functions, winding, setting, as well as chronograph, are disused when the watch is either submerged or when there is water on the case, as attempting to use any functions while the watch is wet can bypass the seals and introduce water to its interior. Now, ultimately, water resistance, unlike mechanical specification, is not a static feature of a watch, and over time, as seals age and lubricants dry, the watch will be relatively less water resistant than when it was assembled or last serviced. Therefore, Zenith recommends, at a minimum, every 12 months, having the watch water tested at an authorized Zenith service center. This is also a good time to have the cosmetic and mechanical condition of the watch checked. Magnetism is surprisingly ubiquitous in daily life. Now, the hairspring at the center of your watch's balance, effectively its heart, is ferrous, and it can become magnetized by the closures of purses and wallets, refrigerator doors, MRI equipment, speakers and subwoofers, and high-powered wiring looms in the home and office. If you suspect, due to erratic timing, and it can be either very fast timing or very slow timing, that your watch has become magnetized, take it to an authorized service center where specialized equipment is available to quickly and easily demagnetize the timepiece. Finally, shock needs to be taken into consideration when wearing a fine mechanical watch. Zenith advises that the watch be disused during high-impact concussive activities such as ATV or mountain bike riding, firearms marksmanship, golf, tennis, or batting, as all of these activities produce sufficient shock to permanently stop the movement and require service. Speaking of service, Of the routine variety, Zenith expects that a timepiece will need to be serviced every 3 to 5 years. This involves replacement of a worn strap, cosmetic restoration of the case, restoration of water resistance, and disassembly, cleaning, oiling, and adjustment of your movement for maximum performance. This should be performed exclusively at authorized service centers that have the trained personnel, original factory replacement parts, and specialized tools to protect the value of your watch as both an instrument and as an investment. Moreover, only these agencies are authorized to back all work and parts invested with an original Zenith factory service warranty. Finally, visit our website at govbergwatches.com and text, email, or call our experts who will be happy to walk you through every phase of the usage, care, and ownership of this or any Zenith fine timepiece.